Hi, I'm Jesse MADDOX. I'm Jesse MADDOX, co-host of Passion Fruit with my friend Michael New.
And I'm Michael New, co-host of Passion Fruit with Jesse MADDOX and Justin Bratton, our guest for today. Justin is a producer, writer, stand-up comedian, former male model, partial owner of a Mexican restaurant called Casa Azul in Bangkok, and host of Asia's Got Talent. Justin, what's your passion?
My passion is making cool shit.
Cheers to
that.
Hi, I'm Michael New. I'm an actor, producer, writer, and I got a background in engineering.
Hey, I'm Jesse MADDOX. I'm an editor, musician, and owner of the best studio in Bangkok.
This is a show about people who are passionate about the fruits of their labor.
Welcome to Passion Fruit.
But yeah, I guess I'm passionate about a lot of things. I'm passionate about trying to make cool films. Mm-hmm. I'm passionate about the TV hosting I do. I really do enjoy it, and I'm fortunate that I'm given liberties to kind of do it kind of how I feel it needs to be done, which is nice. That's not always the case with TV hosting. People can be controlled quite frequently, which might be why I'm not hosting any more for Channel News Asia. I don't respond well to direction.
But how much do you get to balance your work with your kind of total passion projects?
Yeah. I honestly, I'm fortunate in that I actually get to spend more time on my passion projects.
That's fortunate as hell.
Than I do on the stuff that I'm getting paid to do.
I get that's what I meant by work.
Yeah. But I'm also very fortunate that the work that I'm doing, I also really love.
Yeah.
And I'm even passionate about that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Asia's Got Talent is a really fun show. I love doing that show. I love doing that kind of hosting. I love being on stage. I freaking love it.
How'd you get that gig in the beginning?
Oh, somebody made a horrible mistake.
They pressed the wrong button on the keyboard.
Myself and my co-host Alan Wong, we were on their radars, I think, as hosts, and everybody knows that me and Alan are both good buddies, close friends.
So just good looking.
I think the hosts from the previous season are far better looking, I think.
Okay, here we go.
So we just went and did the audition, and we just kind of did our thing. We know each other very well, so we actually came in there, and we didn't even do their script at first. We had our own thing that we had written in, and we just did that, and then we started riffing off each other, and, we did one of those, and then we did what they had planned, and then I think just screwed that up too.
Wait, no, so you screwed up your own thing first?
Yeah, we basically, during the course of the auditions, Alan and I, we're not the kind of hosts that just nail it, which I think is what they like. We're the kind where we just start doing stuff. Stuff's going to happen, and then we react to it, which is what they were looking for. People that could do that, I think, in an entertaining way.
Yeah.
And that's what they
perfect sometimes isn't perfect.
No, perfect's boring.
Yeah, no one wants to.
If you sit there and you just read your lines, you do exactly what they wanted to say, then you're not being yourself.
I'm so glad
and
you
can't
that
connect.
Perfect is boring.
He just burped.
I just burped right into the camera as you said that. So perfect is definitely not boring in my opinion.
Being the host of Asia's Got Talent, who's the funniest contestant you've ever had on there, do you think?
Oh, there's a lot. The Yumbo Dump, 2 Japanese sumo wrestling comedians.
That's awesome.
That make noises with their bodies. I don't know why. They got me every time. They were good.
I haven't even seen them. They've already gotten me.
They were phenomenal.
I know we're not supposed to make noise with food, but I'm bringing it out here anyway, just in case we want it later.
I guess probably a lot of your followers on Instagram and just in social media in general probably come to you off of Asia's Got Talent, right?
For sure. That's definitely the biggest thing that I'm a part of as far as it being, well known in the region.
How long does it take to shoot an episode of that show?
It takes we'll knock out about 3 to 4 episodes in a couple weeks. Obviously the final 2 shows of the season are live. But then there's also a week of prep before that. So yeah, I mean, it varies depending on whether we're doing judges auditions or the semifinals. But yeah, I mean, as far as behind the scenes stuff, we're just hanging out, man. We actually have a lot of fun. Like, me and Alan are back there. We goof off a lot.
Seems like part of the job description.
Yeah, well, I mean, especially doing the judges auditions, which is really all Alan and I are doing are just acting like total morons.
It's reaction videos.
It's just the reaction stuff, right? So the judges auditions are really like easy for Alan and I because all we have to do is just act like idiots. Yeah. And well, we get to interview the contestants, but I mean that's interviewing is not a big deal. Right. And then we have to do some pieces to camera for for the show, which when you're tired, pieces to camera can get a little difficult as the day wears on. You don't
have the same exact energy as
no, you don't, and you just can't remember things anymore. Yeah. There's actually during the finals results show, they played a blooper reel of me and Alan during the show, and the majority of the blooper reel was me cursing every time I screw up. It's just me saying something. Hey, everybody, welcome to beep beep beep. Just so
you got to do it again and again.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't be cursing around children because there are kids around.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're having fun. We have a good time. So I mean, little things get stressful just because it's 15-hour days. So when you're doing 15 to 16-hour days, 5 days in a row.
Yeah.
By that fifth day, and also it's your job to look really energetic that whole time. Right. Yeah, that can wear on you a little bit. But no, we still have fun. Yeah.
And so, I mean, I guess on the show, you have some really amazing talents. You have some really crappy talents, and those ones are always fun. But I guess you probably get a lot of mediocre talents who we never actually see.
It's like Asia's technically got talent. This is technically talent.
So how do you react to those ones?
To the ones that you don't see?
Yeah, or do they film all of it, or if it's kind of mediocre, they're just like,
like if you're not swayed one way or the other, but you're not like that sucks, but you're not like this is the most amazing thing. Is your reaction like?
I mean, generally, they just edit it out. If there's like no response, and like say the judges are sitting there going, and Alan and I are sitting there going, then that's just not going to make it into the show.
Why not?
Like the kid's mom or something is the one person who stands like, woo!
Yeah.
Right?
Yay! No, I mean, Alan and I are pretty honest with our excitement. And to be honest, I sometimes when I'm watching, I actually feel like, are we hamming that up a little bit? But we're really not. It's just when you're there, and you're in, you're in that kind of the theater, and when we're shooting, and there's a big crowd there in the audience, you feed off that energy, and so you just get more amped up when you're there, and you get more emotional, and you can swing from really happy to you actually start to feel for some of these acts out there, especially when they're like parents are right there and they're crying. Like it affects you. There's just all that energy is kind of intoxicating. Mm-hmm.
What's the furthest someone has come to do the show?
I mean, everybody's been based out of the Asia. We've had a guy.
Does that extend to India?
Yes, we had people from India, Syria, Kyrgyzstan Republic, Mongolia.
I love that.
There was a guy. I think he's. Forgive me if I get this wrong. I think he was from Ghana, but was based out of Taipei. He came did like a dance performance thing. Guys from Peruvian flute players who were also based out of Taipei. Very nice. But they were definitely not Asian. They were Peruvian.
So there was
there was a Russian singer.
So what's the difference between Peruvians
living in Bangkok?
No, that's a terrible question.
There is no difference.
Well, they speak Spanish, and Asians speak Asian.
Yeah, right?
We can make this joke. We're half Asian.
I'm not saying anything.
Have you ever had someone who's burned out on, say, America's Got Talent, or
the guy
Got Talent, and then he came on your show?
Yeah, we had the digital dancer Canyon Shijirbot from Mongolia. Actually was on America's Got Talent first, and then came and did Asia's Got Talent.
Could you say that one more time? A digital what?
He's a digital dancer from Mongolia named Canyon Shajirbat.
Memorable, to say the least.
Digital dancer sounds like a I don't know, like a new techno track just came out.
Did he dress up as a robot and dance to techno music?
I like it.
Pretty much that's what he did.
Okay, cool.
I like it.
No, but then there was like a graphics display behind him that he interacted with. It was all timed out to his like movements.
Who dresses
It's
you?
a lot of work.
No, it's a legit question. Who dresses
me?
Yeah.
Mama!
Who's in
There's
charge of your wardrobe?
There's a stylist.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's her name and number?
I'm not sure she wants to in any way be
do
affiliated with this podcast.
Do they
I'm glad it was a woman. I guess that right.
does this person is she only in charge of you and the other host, or is she in charge of all the judges as well? Or do they all have their own?
We're enough work for her. Meredith, thank you so much for dressing me.
We got Meredith.
She goes through a lot. I'm not easy to handle.
Meanwhile,
Imagine.
Jesse and I pick out each other's clothes.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You both
And-
going with plaid.
We choose.
Can't go wrong with plaid.
We can choose each other's underwear. It's a weird
True story.
ritual.
I generally pick clean ones for Jesse.
Yeah.
That's my usual.
And it's only been one
rule.
episode, so.
I actually wore this shirt yesterday. I'm out of clean clothes.
So
I see.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I wore
I-
this yesterday too. Actually.
Did you? Yeah. Oh wow, that's great.
I wore this last week,
Yeah,
but
I-
I've cleaned it since then.
Okay,
Right.
I see that. No, I tomorrow I either need to be doing laundry or buying new clothes. That is.
You heard it here
Needs to
first,
happen.
folks. Justin Bratton is going to do
Meredith,
laundry
why aren't
or
you,
buy new
you know,
clothes.
hooking him up with clothes for his regular
She
everyday?
hooks me up with plenty of stuff.
Do you got to keep him?
Leave
after
Meredith
the show?
alone. Some stuff we get to keep. Other stuff we have to get back. But yeah,
You get to keep the rags.
Yeah. What do you got to keep?
shoes,
Oh,
pants.
nice.
Oh, okay.
Do they give
yeah,
you any Yeezys?
Hmm?
Any Yeezys? Any Kanye shoes?
Does Kanye have a particular kind of shoe?
I thought
Doesn't
they were,
he? He has a clothing
Well,
line.
Aren't they called Yeezys?
we designed and made our own shoes from
that's
Diamond
awesome.
Walker, Singapore, a bespoke shoemaking
No way.
establishment in Singapore. And yes, that was cool. So yeah, the shoes that we wear during the semifinals and the finals were shoes that Alan and I actually both designed ourselves.
Awesome. So what makes them unique?
I mean, just like a normal shoe. They're you got like a sole,
Yeah.
and like there's the canvas part on top.
Uh-huh.
The logo.
What makes them unique is that these shoes were designed by me as I irritated the hell out of a professional Korean shoe designer.
I see.
There's not a lot of shoes that have caused this much stress to a Korean girl, but these did. So every time I see these shoes, I think that Korean girl wanted to kill me. Huh?
Can you buy these shoes?
Like,
is it a line now?
no. These are the only ones in the world.
You gonna?
That's it. It's just these. Until I think we're gonna get maybe more made for the next season.
Okay.
How many were there?
I got 2 pairs.
Oh, nice.
We
I
each got
got
2 pairs.
2 pairs.
So one dress shoe with a monk buckle,
Okay.
with maroon and gold lining.
Sounds like a good band name, Monk Buckle.
Monk buckle.
He knows his stuff.
And then
He's been-
this is all stuff that I learned that day.
Right.
And then the more casual streetwear shoe, which was this blue and orange canvas.
And I
I don't know what you call those
I'm
areas of the
envisioning
shoe.
it. I'm envisioning it.
Yeah, it works.
They're rare. I bet you could eBay them for a good
Because
amount.
people be robbing people
It's
for
true.
the
I bet.
Kanyes and
Yeah,
If
the.
you ever need to
Come in.
fund your next project, that you can
It's not
keep
about
that
it.
in
I
mind.
should just start selling stuff on eBay to people.
Well, yeah.
This shirt hasn't been washed in like.
I
That's
I
gotta
think
go
some
for
people would
$100.
pay extra
So what do you
for that.
think? What do you think for
$100
the
bucks, easy. With the sweat,
for the
$100.
Reebok? With the sweat stays on.
Yeah.
You know what? Put it on eBay. Link is in the description. Justin's old sweaty
Old sweaty
shirt.
Reebok shirt.
Yep.
That's gonna go for a lot right now. We're just upping the price every time I say it. It's gonna go for a lot. It's gonna go for a lot.
$250.
It's gonna go for a lot.
$250 now.
Bidding
it's
starts at 100.
Tell us about Screaming at Stars, the short film you made.
Screaming Stars short film. I wrote the film based off of older script that myself and John Dang wrote.
Okay.
Me and John Dang, who's a music producer who's now in Manchester.
Okay.
We wrote a film about time travel. And I was just reading through it. I was like, do I want to make this? And I started talking to Richie about making a film, and he started giving me ideas, kind of the direction that he wanted to go. And there was like this one scene in that old script that I developed into the short film.
Okay. So the script itself is not easy to tell the folks out there directly what it's about, but give us a gist of it.
It's about a couple who suffers through a lot of the normal types of problems that a normal couple has when they reach a certain point in their relationship, especially when people are kind of changing and people have jobs to slay away at, and all these things. Except in this particular scenario, the problems are stemming from the fact that the guy is traveling to parallel dimensions, and when he comes back, it's a different him.
I see.
So when the girl's like, I don't even know who you are anymore, but she really doesn't, because it's a different him.
See, I have to be honest. I was the editor of this short film, so I don't know why I'm saying I see. But I'm trying.
That's right.
I saw.
You know the film,
right? But I'm trying to imagine it as someone who didn't know the film.
Yes.
And I guess the reason I did say I see was that
you're like, oh, is that what it was about?
Well, no, in a way, it's because what I appreciate about the film is that you never wrote it out in clear letters on the screen that this is exactly what's happening ever.
Yeah.
So one could come out of it thinking that it was something different than that.
Yeah.
Even though it's going to be generally in the same ballpark.
Yeah, I think by the end you kind of figure out that there's either time travel or dimensional travel.
It could be this or that.
Yeah, I remember seeing an early cut of this. Yeah. Actually, that was the first time I met you.
Yeah,
I think it was at Richie's. Yeah, and I thought it was time travel, which was funny because I just assumed that he was maybe this time travel assassin who's going back in time to maybe when he was like 10 years old and like killing people, and then he had to go through.
Especially when he's 10.
Then he had to grow up again.
What happened to you when you were 10, Mike?
Sure. Let's make this about you now.
With all that knowledge, and then he meets the same girl again and again and again, but he's lived like an entire different lifetime every single time. Was this your first step into directing, producing?
So Richie directed it. Richie Moore directed it. I mean, I was there, I guess, in kind of an assistant director capacity, and definitely as a producer capacity. And even when you're producing something, you're also in a way doing a lot of directing.
Almost no crew. So you're basically you're there together.
But yeah, no, I mean, I've done a couple other short films before, but this is definitely the best one and the one that spent the most time on and care. Did quite well at the film festivals. Didn't really kill it in any of the tier 1 festivals, but those the second tier festivals.
Right.
Won some awards and got some showings, and I think actually showing in a film festival in Perth. I think next week. So still making the rounds.
I was at the screening at Casa Azul, your Mexican restaurant.
Yes,
I love how he's so good at the plugging.
He's good.
Right?
He's good.
And
he's done this before.
And I will say the reception for that was very good.
I mean, everybody also knew that if
they didn't clap,
that we would spit in their food.
Yeah.
There's a.
That's the secret to getting good reviews.
That's the thing.
Those fish tacos would get a little extra slimy.
What was your first profession in Bangkok?
That's a good question. I was going to ask that.
I was an English teacher.
You were an English teacher?
I taught English. Because I came up, so I started modeling in Singapore in 2006. God, we're old. Well, I'm old. And then I used that money to kind of travel around. Ended up in Bangkok. Kind of like the vibe. It was cheap. Wasn't planning on modeling at all again. And then just got some work as an English teacher. I was teaching English to like King Power.
Wow.
King Power employees, teaching them English. I remember the first day of class, I go in there and I got all my books and like I'm writing stuff down on like the board and like going through this entire lesson, and and I'm teaching this whole class, and I go after an hour of me teaching, and they're like, they're writing. I thought they thought it was going according to plan. They I go, all right, class, thank you very much. Class is over. See you guys tomorrow. Nothing. They just sat there. I go, you guys can go now. Class is over. I'm like, you can go. And they're all standing there like,
Get out.
I'm like, go. And then finally one kid stands up and goes, blah, blah, says something in Thai. I imagine he goes, I think he said we can leave.
Oh my god.
And so they knew, understood nothing.
So wait, what were they writing? Were they just doodling? Or
No
something?
fucking idea.
They're probably just trying to be respectful and...
Who knew? Yeah. So then the next day, yeah, I just slowed my roll a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was teaching English for about 3 months here. And then the modeling agency in Singapore contacted an agency here, and they started sending me to castings. And then I booked like 2 TV commercials, and that was back when you could make decent money modeling out here, not like now. And I got those checks, and I was like, fuck teaching English.
You're right.
Done.
Unless you really enjoy it.
Unless that's your
Teaching
passion.
is
The
an amazing
world
thing,
needs
yeah.
better
It's
teachers.
true.
I'm just not one of them.
In fact, he did a service by leaving.
Yeah,
I wasn't
leaving
teaching
the door open
those
for
kids
people
For real kids.
anything.
who really want to do it. My sister's a teacher.
I was a teacher as well my first time in Thailand, so I understand the plight. Yeah.
Me too, actually. I did a lot of corporate teaching as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Did some corporate teaching. Actually, I taught at a university for a short while.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't want to make this about me, but
It's
it's kind of a funny little story. You can cut that if you want.
No,
That was the best part.
That's
That should be the whole
It
podcast.
was a really random story. What's the most random job you've ever gotten?
I was a door-to-door salesman in Perth, selling. What were we selling? Like vouchers, like coupons for like gyms.
Oh my gosh.
And they were like golf clubs, like going door to door in Perth, Australia. That was rough. Learned a lot about myself, what I was willing to take.
Yeah, I mean, you built
verbal abuse, like because they didn't care, like how affluent the neighborhood was.
Right.
Like we went into like neighborhoods that were like impoverished, people living on the government's dime. Like a lot of like Aborigine neighborhoods.
I'm not
Like-
gonna by buying much anyways.
No, they were really bad at buying the coupons, but really good at calling me a cunt. Like, I've never been called a cunt so
Well,
many
isn't that
times.
like a term of endearment out there anyway?
In Australia, yeah, maybe they wanted me to come hang out and have.
Yeah, they're like, cheers,
Yeah,
man.
this
Yeah.
whole time it was just a cultural
And
misunderstanding.
then I was on the verge of tears.
Right.
Stuff you're passionate about in your spare time, like when you're not doing something creative.
That'd be the drinking beer.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're passionate about the
It's
beer.
pretty fun.
Beer's great.
Pretty fun.
Wine. Been to wine now
Yeah.
as well because I was trying to drink less beer.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then to fill that void, I've just
more
plugged it up with wine.
Isn't that funny how that works?
Yeah. You gotta have something.
If you get rid of something, you just fill it with something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you've done some stand-up comedy before. Would you say that's the difference between performing to a huge crowd and performing to, I don't know, like 3 or 4 people?
Performing to 3 or 4 people is very hard.
Yeah, it's like you don't.
I mean, some of the hardest things I've done was doing stand-up comedy at Londoners. When it's just like 20 to 30 people, you know half of them, which is also hard.
Right.
That's hard to do that. Definitely the stand-up comedy I prefer doing was in front of bigger crowds. Actually did one last summer. Me and Alan did a stand-up comedy bit. We actually hosted a show and then did our own bits in Singapore. I think it was about 500.
Oh, nice.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
pretty big.
Which was but see, that was way easier. Because the problem with doing it in front of 30 people and half the people that know you is, first of all, when you're doing it comedy in front of your friends are just going,
Really? I would hope I'd have some friends that were like,
no, that's not my friends.
no, I guess they're real friends. They're honest.
They're waiting for you to fuck up.
Honest, I guess.
You know, and so that only gives you about 15 people to try and get a rapport with, to get that vibe with, right? Because stand-up comedy, as I'm sure you know, is all about having this kind of energy with the crowd. It's about that flow. It's about, the duck and dive and try and figure a way around them as you're telling the jokes. And it's way easier with a bigger crowd. Because in a bigger crowd, out of 500, if you can just get 10 of them on those punchlines you need,
Dude.
Yeah.
then if 10 people laugh out loud,
Yep.
first of all, that does a lot for your
The
psyche and for you going on to your next joke.
Ego boost.
And laughter is contagious.
Absolutely.
And if those 10 people get it, then 10 more are going to come on, follow right up behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So the bigger crowd's definitely easier. At least as far as I'm concerned.
Or especially if one of them has a very funny laugh. I remember doing this one show, and some guy went up before me, and he was bombing brutally, just so unfunny.
It's hard to see,
but there was
painful when you see a stand-up comedian bomb.
One guy in the audience just couldn't get enough of it. He had a few too many beers, probably, but he
wasn't mocking him.
No, he was legit laughing, but he had one of those laughs. I'm gonna see if I can do it. He was like, oh God. That was it. And then
it was a Dumb and Dumber moment.
I started laughing at that.
Stop telling.
And then everyone else started laughing.
He's laughing.
But this comedian, he fed off of that, and he suddenly just like his back straightened up, and he started just finished out his set, which was still terrible.
But he did it with strength.
But he did it with strength, exactly.
Wow. Well, that just goes to show. Always look out for that one silly bastard that will laugh at your jokes, and it'll give you all the strength you need.
Or at least bring him to your show.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yes. Hire your special cousin to come sit there and
Oh, no.
I said special, okay? Special. That's all I said.
Stand-up comedy's so hard, though. It really is. Have you been doing it a lot lately?
I do it once in a while, probably once every couple of months or so.
Okay.
And because
I've been fantasizing about doing it, really.
Oh, dude, come out.
I think I might.
Yeah.
I need, because I was actually on a 10-day, as you know, a 10-day meditation retreat, and when I started to really clear my mind after like the 4th or 5th day, I started having live sets in my head, going completely from the beginning to the end of the set, like a 5-6 minute set, where I was just coming up off the top with jokes, because my mind was so clear. It's kind of like freestyle rapping. If you're totally like chill, you can kind of just start flowing and then rhyming, and you start to realize, well, I'm actually doing it. I'm okay. And I kind of felt like it was like that with comedy.
Wow.
In my head, I was seeing my friend. I saw Richie Moore in the front stage. I heard him cackling, and I started roasting him right there. All of this was happening in my head, but it was happening so clearly and so precisely that I was like, at that moment, I was like, I need to go do stand-up. Like, let me try it. Because, it's not impossible now. I've actually experienced it.
Yeah.
It's a pretty trippy moment.
No, you definitely should, man. I will go, and I will do that silly laugh just for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so normally you're in Singapore, right?
Based in Singapore. It's a very small country. It's on an island. It's, only 6 million people, if that. And in order for the country to be successful, they've had to, the people there, they had to work. The government has stressed, really high expectations as far as academics. Right. And then also the art community there is also heavily funded by the government. Mm. So, and it's an interesting place for art to occur organically.
Sure.
Organically in that kind of environment, right? Whereas, other, cities or places in the world, the art kind of, I guess, grows out of poverty and grows out of people that are, having to struggle and pain and all these things. And in Singapore, things are so good there that there's not that people there aren't struggling as well, not that there's not pain there, but not to the extent as you would get in other major metropolitan areas. So yeah, it's a different kind of art, and I think certain things are taking time there.
So you got to go through hell to get to the heavens sometimes,
It's happening though. Just in my time there, I've been living there for 4 years now, and the amount of singers, songwriters that are coming up, rappers,
Singaporean rappers,
filmmakers, that's you're starting to see some of these younger kids come up, and they're fucking good. But yeah, kids there go to school a lot. Mm-hmm.
Speak a lot of languages though, so it pays off.
Yeah, you got Bahasa, and then all the other ones.
I love how he doesn't list English.
What is your goal for end of 2018, going into 2018? What are your main goals here? And I mean passion. We're talking about your passion goals.
Right. Goals. Main goals are to get Screaming at Stars feature film production underway.
Right.
Another goal would be, there's another project that I'm working on called Social Solutions.
Social Solutions?
Social Solutions, which is with my co-host at Asia's Got Talent, Alan Wong. I'm having a lot of fun on Asia's Got Talent again. Mm-hmm. I'd like to host another travel show. I haven't done a travel show in a while. It'd be nice if somebody out there somewhere would ask me to do another travel show. It's been a couple years.
I actually have a meeting later about doing a travel channel.
Oh,
so maybe if we need some hosts, I'll hit you up.
I'm
man.
game to do some more travel shows.
Quickly interject here. If you hear some electric guitar shredding in the background, it's because we're recording this backstage of a concert.
Yep.
It's just we have no affiliation. It was just really bad luck that they decided to do this big rock concert the day of the
Or good luck if you love metal.
This is true.
And you're like, I get to hear a podcast about Justin Bratton and hear metal at the same time.
Oh my God, what a day! Those are my main goals. I think that's enough.
Yeah.
To be honest, that's a lot of work right there.
Yep.
Get healthier. I get a little. I feel like I could definitely be healthier.
Amen.
Right?
I hear you on that one.
So like
it's a constant
not
battle.
drink so much beer. Not drink so much of anything.
I guess that's a good amount of time.
Yeah, it's a great amount of time.
It's been great coming all the way out here to Brownstone
Yeah, man.
to hang out with you guys at the best studio.
If you want to catch Justin, you can watch the second season of Asia's Got Talent coming soon.
Soonish.
Oh, soonish.
Soonish.
That's the
When is it
term.
coming out, anyways?
I have no idea.
Oh,
Or I'm supposed to find out like this week when the schedule is. So
Well,
I'll know
listen,
that.
as of Saturday, May 5th, season 2 of Asia's Got Talent is coming out soonish.
Soonish. Until then, you can catch my YouTube chat show that Alan and I do called Onesie Chats, where we chat to people while we wear onesies.
Oh, I like
Okay.
it. Oh, you mean out on the street, or?
We haven't ventured on the street yet. We've mostly done it at a setting where you sit down at a bar
I see.
and talk to people.
Yeah,
Screaming at Stars, that's happening. What else? There'll be another show that I'll be doing. I don't know what it's going to be.
I've got it.
Happening.
What else? You can follow Justin on Instagram at Justin_Bratton.
Bratton.
Yes, if you've ever wondered what he looks like with, I've got it up here, with his shirt off.
I'm wondering that my whole life.
Behind the scenes of his
I can give you some nibble right now. if
onesie
you want.
shirt.
Give it up.
Oh, yeah, go on then.
There you go.
Ooh.
That's.
Ooh. Things just got really steamy up in here.
Yeah,
And
That's what happens on passion fruit.
that's right.
Makes me a little fruity.
I'm without words.
Well, before things start getting a little passionate too, let's cut it off here.
Yep.
Thank you very much, my good man.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Justin.
I'll have to come out to Singapore and
Hey, and happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Feliz
We're gonna go
Cinco
to
de
Casa
Mayo.
Azul tonight and
Yeah,
have some
do it.
tacos. And I'm serious, we really
no,
are.
it's really good. Yeah.